Week 2 in the books. Week 2 review starts now. We first travel to the Ayahuasca Bush versus the Washington Darkskins, where the Washington Darkskins have the running back room of misfit toys. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer can't shine his nose bright enough to get through that shitstorm. He has Omari in Hampton, who's rather vacation in the Hamptons to do jack all than to be able to contribute to this team in the beginning of the season. And Tyrone Tracy and Scatabo are sharing a backfield that Mahfouz is praying that one gets injured. Some guy. And then they have basically just the two-headed monster of Josh Allen and Jamar Chase, and then a whole lot of ass. Not good, Jim. Thank you, Jim. And on the other side for the Bush, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Taylor was able to take the Washington Darkskins to the Temple of Doom with Taylor's 165 yards and a touchdown. Whap! And then we went to Monday, where Justin Herbert and his big-ass jump slung that thing around again, where he was able to finish their game out for the Mush. The difference between Herbert and Mahfouz is that one fucks beer and the other shotguns it. The Mush, 111, the Darkskins, 95. We now travel to Hammer Time versus Nickelodeon, where Nickelodeon was able to get in the end zone, but he's still playing like the show Cat Dog instead of his SpongeBob SquarePants caliber. Basically because everybody else on the team, such as Ashton Minnie Jaunty and Justin Fields, are as worrying for your team as watching Mr. Meaty on the TV at 1 a.m. when you were little. Some scary sights there, of course. And, Brett, his second year in the league, starting 0-2 as the so-known guru. Some spread, Jim. Not great, go. Yep. And then A.J. Brown didn't read enough books this weekend, or maybe he needs to start reading them to Jalen Hurts because he still can't get the rock thrown towards him. And Saquon and James Conardinho were able to take one to the house to make up for A.J. Brown's loss. And as well, Devontae John Adams was there with Thomas Jefferson to receive the call that the Hammers are coming, and it was over from there. The revolution was completed. Hammer Time, 90, Nickelodeon, 85. We now travel to the Triverse Pee-Pee's Pee-Pee, where James Cook said, "I remember camping out in tents and eating Uncrustables," and he said, "Fuck that, I'm not humble. We are doing a 5-star meal with 6 courses of touchdowns." Everybody ate on the Tribe, especially his running back room of pride and joy. The only people that didn't disappoint, or the only people that did disappoint, were Brian Yips Thomas Jr. and Jalen Hurts, who still can't throw the ball, talking to you to Devontae Smith. Some quarterback right there, Jim. Not great, Jim. Yep. And then PP must have some bad blood with some team members because he knows this story all too well. Cortland Suckin and Tony Palmid couldn't keep the pace, so Stevie Bo Nix had to sing, "If you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, will the landslide bring it down?" The Tribe stays hot at 2-0. Tribe, 129. PP's PP, 112. We now travel to Burrow in Your Mom's Bum versus Burger, where Joe Shiesty got hit in a drive-by and burrowed back into the IR once again. But Tucker Kraft Mac and Cheese and St. Brown Rice cooked up a mediocre meal because the rest of the team was only able to bring plates and napkins and never any of the meals. I know some people in our league just like that, and it's definitely not good for the meals. Not great. And then Burger is going to church for the first time to sing "I Love Thy Neighbors" because Neighbors was able to go off as the first-round pick that he was for 167 yards and 2 touchdowns. Whap! Whap! Bah, bah, bah. And don't forget to sprinkle in a little prayer there for Keenan Allen and Alvin Kamara, because those unks, they still got it, Jim. And Devon Achan ran a train through Durkin's bum as a nice communion to himself, a dash of wine and a little cracker. Story, set, done, then and there. Burger, 165. Burrow in Your Mom's Bum, 126. We now travel to Bickingham United versus Martins Mahomies with benefits. And Bickingham had the same force with him. He had the Jedi Force with him, with Kenneth Skywalker. And Pupaka Nukua as they were both hitting pay dirt and then some. It looks like Bickingham United is playing like the United that we saw during the Sir Alex days, and you need to do that when you have a team like that. And especially with guys like Tetris McMillan playing the game as strategical as Berger with his autism, because you know that you have to play like that with Bryce Young as your quarterback, but he still gets the job done because he's just that guy. And on the other side, Drake London and crew were singing Cups of the Rose, bitches in my old phone, because right now they're doing it wrong. Who would have thought that CMC would have been the shining light in this team here? In the end, it's just a simple take care team. Bickingham United, 121. Martins Mahomes with benefits, 112. And now we travel to the last matchup of the day, where Pete Diddy is playing Mayo. And they say Rome wasn't built in a day, but the ancient Romans didn't have Odunze on their team to put up over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Whap! Whap! And another week of sexual assault cases for Pete Diddy. But he doesn't care because Baker and Bijan Robinson still put the BB in the BBLs, and they will settle with cash considerations and then assault the next week. Because, you know, on the other side for the Mayo, Mario came and was able to save the day as Brock Bowser was limited snaps after being activated. Tough luck. And you know, it's a bummer because Michael Jackson was in the locker room with the team meeting after the game and said, "You know we're bad, really, really bad." Pete Diddy, 146. Mayo, 103. Whap! 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 Whap!